If you're in a season where reinvention feels painfully slow, you're doing the work, but you're not seeing the results yet, I need you to hear this. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just at the part of the journey that nobody romanticizes. See, everyone expects reinvention to feel exciting and invigorating, right? You are stepping into this new version of yourself. You're becoming her. You're becoming him. You're becoming them. And it should feel fun and exciting, right? You're up leveling. You are creating the life you've always dreamed of. Maybe that's finally having the dream job, partner, home, career, abundance. And that in and of itself feels very invigorating, feels very exciting. But when you're actually in it, doing the things to get you there, honestly, it is quiet. It is awkward. And a lot of times it's boring because what you're actually doing is you're becoming 1% better each and every day. And that is something that is slow and compounds over time. The things that we envision, or at least I do, when I think about my reinvention and becoming the woman that I want to be, that I dream of being. She's this grandiose person. She's larger than life. She has all of this success and love and expansion, and one day is more exciting than the previous day. But that is not the current reality that I'm living. The current reality that I'm living is discipline and consistency and awareness and showing up for myself and doing the hard thing and letting go of what I thought I wanted or where I thought I was going to be. And that's a lot of internal work, and it's not showing on the outside yet. So the vision that I have, this exciting vision of this woman who's on top of the world, is not what I'm living today at all. And I think that was a really huge shock to my system. I thought, when I go on social media and I see people talk about, this is your era, this is your time, reinvent yourself, become her, do the thing. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I feel like a badass. I'm about to take this bull by the horns, my life, and make it into something I've always dreamed of. And it's going to be cool, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be exciting, and every day I'm going to feel like I'm crushing it and I'm kicking ass. And let me tell you, I don't feel like any of those things. I don't feel like any of those things. Sometimes it feels monotonous. Sometimes I feel more like a failure than a success. Sometimes the improvements are so small that it takes me a really long time to realize them, because they have to compound on each other. They have to build and build and build until they become large enough for me to take stock and say, oh wow, that actually is a really cool turn of events. Oh wow, I actually did make a change and make a difference. But it was small. Taking a step back and being okay with this process being slow and quiet and awkward. Because let's face it, shedding is an awkward process. I think about a snake shedding its skin, like it's trying to wriggle out of this old container that can't hold it anymore so that it can emerge into something much more spacious and comfortable to hold this new version. But it's kind of an uncomfortable thing to feel that old skin on you, to try and shake it off. And it's not that easy to come out and have your new skin emerge and be seen. It's soft, it's delicate, it's tender, and it's a little difficult. And that can be a very awkward thing to witness. That old shell, that old skin, that old container felt very comfortable, but also confining. And this new one is much more spacious, but it's also a little unnerving. It also feels really big. If you think about, if you've lived in a small town your whole life and all your friends and all your family live there and they all know you and you all know each other and everyone in the town knows your name, and then you move to a new city, maybe you're going to a new school and it's big, it's huge, you don't know anyone. As exciting as that is to be in a new place, in a new environment with brand new experiences, it's also extremely scary and uncomfortable. because you have to reestablish who you are. That's a very tender and sensitive experience, but it's also for the better. And that's what I kind of liken the reinvention process to. And one of the most challenging parts of this journey is the in-between, this in-between identity. I'm not who I once was, and I'm not who I want to be. I'm in this liminal space, and I don't know what identity to hold in this in-between space. And I feel like that's a very normal part of the process that doesn't get talked about enough. And it's kind of the hill I'm willing to faint on because it is such a huge part of my journey and the journey that I help a lot of other people with, the work that I do, the people that I support. This is the space that they find themselves in that really isn't spoken about and isn't supported as much. Not supported as much of the beginning of your journey or the end of your journey. This in-between space, this liminal space where you clearly don't fit who you once were, right? You don't believe the same things. You might not even have the same morals or values or visions of your life. You might not be interested in the same things. You might not be able to connect with the same people you used to connect with in that former life. But then you have this person you're becoming. And you see that person. They're so close, yet so far away. And everything you ever dreamed of is right there in the distance. The ideal purpose, what fulfills you most every day, the people that you feel will enrich your life and you will do the same for them. The dream location, the dream home, the dream career, the dream version of yourself who is confident, outspoken, charismatic, knows who they are and what they want, and won't settle for anything less, sets strong boundaries, has deep, loving relationships with family, friends, and partner. That version you fantasize about, you see them in your mind, and it's easy to get caught up in romanticizing that version of you in your head, because who wouldn't want to live in that world in your mind? That's the perfect world, right? Everything you want, everything you're working towards, all right there for you to live and experience. But the present moment, just as important. And even though, I'm not who I was and I'm not who I want to be yet, this space and this time is equally as important. This person that I am building in the groundwork era is very important. This is the person who discovers her limits. This is the person who builds the confidence that I know is deep inside. This is the person who starts to experiment with what boundaries feel true and not. This is the person who starts to bring awareness to things that activate and trigger her so that when she does step into that version of herself, that final form, even though there is no final form because life is an ever-evolving journey of learning and unlearning. But when I do reach that point, I will have that level of awareness and those tools within me already developed, already sharpened, and ready to go. And that's what's happening right here. And embracing who she is, that she has so much wisdom from her former life that's aiding her in this space right now as she's rediscovering who she is and who she wants to be. Because the thing about it is, when I fantasize, and when I've heard others fantasize about this future version of themselves, it's not guaranteed that that's how this is all going to work out. And it's also not exactly guaranteed that this is even what we really want. We think it is, but we will never really be sure until we're in it or until we have lived experiences that support or disagree with what we think we want. So all we can do is trial and test in this present moment and start to solidify what we want for those future moments. And that's very important work. And that's a very important space to be in. That's a very strong identity to form. This person who can gather wisdom from the past and allow it to build their present moment that will eventually create their future moments. And in that, there's a lot of shedding, there's a lot of grieving, there's a lot of accepting what once was and what now is, and coming to terms with that. And all of this work has to be done now so that when you do get to that future point, you're ready and you're not holding on to anything that no longer serves you. And so it's been a tricky thing to navigate. Living in this present moment, developing in this present moment without losing sight of the future and also without getting caught up in it. And it's such a beautiful space, often a scary one, but when you learn to accept it, it can really be foundational, the foundation for which your future is built on. I think one of the most difficult aspects about this is slowness and taking all of this one step at a time, one moment at a time. Because naturally in our society, everything moves fast. We're taught, time is money. You should move a mile a minute. You should be super productive. You should be able to build the plane while you fly it. All of these terms that I've heard time and time again be said. But when you're building a future version of yourself, you have to make sure that your nervous system can hold it. And our nervous system feels most supported when things go slowly. You don't want to shock it into submission. You want to make sure that it's expanding slowly, concretely over time. And you want to test to make sure, little by little, that your nervous system can hold the vision that you see for your life. And if you're anything like me, which I'm sure you are because you stumbled across this video or you're a part of this community, you have very big visions for your life. Rightfully so. We need you and we need those mega visions. So keep them coming and dream bigger because I guarantee the vision is not big enough. But anyways, another topic for another time. You have a very huge, tremendous vision that we need. So it's very important that your nervous system has the capacity to hold it. And what I've noticed a lot within myself and with the people that I support, the vision is perfect. The system is not ready to hold the vision. And that's why slow and steady wins the race. Because it allows you to build the capacity for all that you're calling in. It allows you to start to envision and sit with any discomfort and notice and bring awareness to it before the thing comes in so that you can do the internal sifting needed in order to bring it in and hold it and grow it and multiply it. That's why slowness is key, and it's difficult because you know that and your body knows that and your body is super wise, but then your mind comes in with the mind chatter that it's absorbed and observed from its outside reality, right? The environments we're in, the things we consume, the people we surround ourselves with. And the message is no, quick, come on, move it. You're wasting time. You're running out of time. What are you doing? And so it quickens the pace and our mind tries to run the show. But trust yourself. And it's a practice. It's not a switch you flip on. It's a practice. It's an experience. It's an experiment to trust yourself. Trust your intuition. And if you're not sure how to hear your intuition, human design is a great tool for that. It can help you identify it and provide tools on how you can better hear it. But even if you know nothing about that, start to familiarize yourself with that inner voice. Trust the sensations of your body. Your body tells a story. It's very, very wise. Very wise. You know when things feel unsettled. You know when you're pushing yourself past your limits. You know when you're taking on too much too soon. Those are all important cues, especially as you call in this next huge, incredible chapter that you deeply deserve into your life. And I know there is a deep temptation to rush. I go through it too. But remember, if there is no foundation and you rush into things, new job, new relationship, if you're an entrepreneur, new offers, new art, if there's no foundation, you will burn out. And what is the point of creating something beautiful and new and vibrant if it has no place to land? if it has no soil to grow in and flourish. You need that foundation, and that foundation comes with slow, intentional steps.